Hey guys, Victor here again, coming at you with another retro deck profile for the September 2011 format. And today's focus is going to be on Monster Mash Chaos, which, in case you don't know, just means that we're playing 40 monster cards and no spells and traps. So, it's a really cool deck. Obviously, if you're playing it's like TG stun or something, you just insta-lose, but it's fine for the most part. And before we get started, I just want to let you guys know I am not playing Gallis the Star Beast, just because I play under the YCS Toronto list, and that pretty much means that cards like Gallis, which are EU exclusives, are not available to play. If you want like a little bit more information, I have like a detailed description down below if you're like curious as to why. But with that out of the way, let's just jump straight into the deck profile. Now, since this deck is all monsters, I've broken it up into 3 sections, and we're going to be starting off with the more chaos-focused section of the deck first. So, we're going to be playing 3 Tour Guide from the Underworld, plus the 1 Sangan. As I've always stated, Tour Guide, staple in every Chaos deck. It's literally free Dark Fodder. Levier gets you back your banished monsters, all that good stuff. Then, we're also going to be playing 3 Mystic Piper, and that's mainly because since this deck plays no spells and traps, this is going to be your main form of consistency. So even if you don't draw like a level 1, it's fine because drawing is drawing, and that's always a good thing. But yeah, this card is really important to ensure that your deck is actually like as consistent as possible. And then we're also going to be playing just the 1 Kinkabayo. I still don't think you need more than one of this, but it's fine for what it does. Normal it, then you special summon a level 1 monster, typically Piper's effect, tributes, draws you another card, and then you rinse and repeat until you get all the resources you need. So yeah, that's it with that. And then we're also going to be playing 2 Thunder King Rayos. Just a fantastic card, great anti-meta pick. It pretty much deals with so many problematic cards in this format. And since this is dedicated to entirely monsters, you're going to need cards like this to actually help you win the game. Then we're also going to be playing 2 Caius the Shadow Monarch. Since we don't play, Mystical Space Typhoon or Heavy Storm Dark Hole, this is going to be one of our main methods for removal. So you're going to have to be really smart with how you use Caius, because if you're just going to waste your Caius early on to say your opponent has like a Reborn Tengu, right? And you tribute summon for Caius, banish the Tengu, they get another one, cool, you've lowered their Tengu resources, but now you've pretty much just opened up yourself to getting like blown out by like really powerful traps like Mirror Force and other stuff. So yeah, try to be conservative with your Caiuses, just because you never know when that one banish can just straight up win you the game. And then we're also going to be playing 2 Chaos Sorcerers. This is a deck filled with lights and darks. Chaos Sorcerer thrives in these types of environments. And then if you use the banish effect, since we're going to be playing Arcanite Magician, that gives you another form of removal that you can use and take advantage of by just normal summoning something like Effect Veiler, Synchro, and Chaos Sorcerer, and then going from there. And then we're also going to be playing the 1 Honest, because it's honest. Not much to say. If you're playing lights, you play Honest in this format. And then I've also included a small Lightsworn package, so we're playing 1 Raikou. I don't like flip effects in this format, as I've stated countless times, but this is pretty much required because it helps you mill 3, which is great for this type of deck, and it's another form of removal in addition to like your Caius. So, and then after that, you're also going to be playing the 1 Lila, pretty much for the same reason, just to help you like deal with back row a lot more effectively. And then milling 3 is also good. And then for the final Chaos monster, we're going to be playing the 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. Not much to say, BLS is BLS, drop it, win the game. And with that, that's the Chaos portion. And now we can move on to the more like plant-centric version or plant-centric portion of the deck. Now for the plant-centric portion, we're going to be playing 3 Reborn Tengu. This card is fantastic. It's literally just a free body that replaces itself, whether you Synchro, Tribute, whatever. As long as you don't Xyz with it, it will float into another copy of itself, and it really shines in a deck like this that's, pure monsters, because it helps you with your offensive plays, it helps you just, play defensively, and yeah, this card is really good. And then obviously sometimes you're just going to be unlucky and draw multiples, and since there's no Avarice in this deck, you just have to deal with it. But that's one of the drawbacks that you do have to face fairly somewhat consistently with this type of like all monster deck. And then we're also be playing 2 Quick Draw Synchrons. Quick Draw Synchron's really cool, but it's not like the main focus as it would be in Mystic Piper Quick Draw, for example. We're mainly just using it to help us get like fodder into the graveyard, but if we can Synchro into something like Drill Warrior, that's always an added bonus. And then we're only playing 1 Level Leader. Unlike the Quick Draw variant of Mystic Piper, Level Leader isn't as important. So as a result, playing just 1 is more than enough, and it does help you like modulate your levels, so you can make synchro plays, Xyz plays a lot more easily. And then after that, We're playing one Gen X Ally Birdman. I really like Birdman. I think it's such a cool card, and not much to say. What it does is you bounce a monster to special summon it, and then when it leaves the field, it gets banished. But that doesn't really matter. But it's really good at helping you like recycle your Chaos monster. So say for example you go Chaos Sorcerer, you banish, you can bounce it with Gen X Ally Birdman, and then you can resummon the Chaos Sorcerer and just continue to just grind away at your opponent's resources. And you know, it being a level 3, combine that with a lot of level 4s, gives you really easy access into something like Black Rose Dragon to help you deal with your opponent's massive boards. Because once they find out you're playing Monster Mash, they're gonna be a lot more. I don't want to see like carefree, but they're not going to care as much about cards like Heavy Storm or Dark Hole because you don't play it, right? So they're going to tend to overextend a lot more, even if they don't have to. If you're playing a bad player, obviously, but you know, those situations do come up, so Birdman's really good in those. And then we're also going to be playing one Treeborn Frog. So this card's kind of weird, but not really. It makes sense in theory because it's just a level 1 that constantly, like, you know, comes back and helps you build your resources. So you can use it as like a defensive wall, you can synchro with it, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. It's just, yeah, another really solid card. And since it's level 1, it does have synergy with Mystic Piper. And then after that, we're going to be playing our main plant core. So the one Glow Bulb, because it's good, the one Spore, because it's good, and the one Dandelion, because it's good. And with that, that's like the more plant synchro focus section of this deck, and now we can finally move on to the hand trap portion of the deck. Now when it comes to hand traps, you may not consider it a hand trap, but I do. So we're going to be playing 3 Battle Faders. We're going to need all the defense we have because we don't play any spells and traps to protect ourselves from our opponent, and this does activate in the hand, so by logic it's good enough to be a hand trap for me. And it also, you know, has a lot of synergy with Mystic Piper, so if you get the Battle Fader off the draw, you get to draw another one and then you just go to town. And you're also be playing 3 Effect Veiler because it's Effect Veiler, feeds your Chaos Engine, it's a tuner, light, level 1, just so good. And we're also be playing 2 Maxis just because, you know, there are a lot of times where like if your opponent knows that you're playing a monster heavy deck, they're going to be more willing to overextend, and by that means that Maxi becomes a little bit more effective because you're going to be able to draw more cards more consistently, and they know that since you have like so many good combo pieces that they could get OTK'd at pretty much any moment. So yeah, just like the fear of Maxi is honestly huge in a deck like this. And then we're also going to be playing 2 Triodia. Goes well with our Maxi. It's just another free body, much like Battle Fader, but for every card in your hand, which is going to be a lot since it's all monsters, you gain 600 attack, and those attack points add up really quickly and get really threatening really fast. So yeah. And then after that, we're just playing 1 Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Much like Trag, you drop it when you take battle damage from a direct attack or get burned while you have no monsters. And they're just really, really good cards that can win the games on their own in like a lot of cases. So yeah, no reason not to play them, especially in a deck like this that's dedicated to all monsters. And with that, that's the main deck. It's 40 cards like always, and now we can finally go on to the extra deck portion. Now for the most part, the extra deck is generic like always. So we're going to be playing the 1 number 17 Leviathan Dragon. The 1 Levier the Sea Dragon gets back our resources, the 1 Formula Synchron, the 1 Armory Arm, the 1 Allied Justice Catastor, the 1 TG Hyper Librarian, and I know I've said this before, that like, you know, Hyper Librarian fits into like a lot of decks and can shine, but for this one, since Synchro Summoning is so like intertwined with this deck specifically, I feel like Hyper Librarian gets like a lot of usage in this type of deck. And even if like, for example, your Synchro plays get stopped, it's still a dark monster, it helps you feed into your Chaos Engine, and yeah, just a fantastic card. It's so good. You have the 1 Orient Dragon, the 1 Brionac Dragon of the Ice Barrier. You have Drill Warriors for your grind game, since this is on all monster deck, and there are a ton of discards that you want to help feed your Chaos Engine. You know, you have a lot of synergy with that, and then you're constantly being able to add back your resources. So yeah, just another really good card. And you also have the 1 Black Rose Dragon, the 1 Arcanite Magician, the 1 Stardust Dragon, the 1 Scrap Dragon, and then lastly 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. And with that, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!